The secretions of the pineal in the yogic terminology is referred to as amruta, because once it begins its secretion, everything about you becomes sweet and beautiful.
It is not the sexuality which limits it, but it's the excessive identity with the physicality which limits it. If you make it too big,
Красава. Вот Ярочка наша худенькая какая. Ребят, кормлю хорошо, но посмотрите, какая худая. Ругается, нервничает, щенков защищает. Банда. Красавчик. Тихо, Багира, ну тихо. Ну, Багира, ну! Вот Багира, ну, прям не может, да?
Well, we got some peacock eggs, and they didn't hatch.
Ну, что это такое?
So let's see what's in.
Нельзя прыгать. Ну, ребят, сейчас мясо взял. Сейчас будем кормить этих красавчиков, да? Кормить вас будем, да?
Mercy, that
Так. А ну-ка, посмотрите сюда. Посмотри, маленький. Ты мишка такой, ты такой мишка. Посмотри, на Киара какая худая. Вот уже сегодня 26-е. Да, уже 6 дней. Ребят, щеночки, карапузики, пока молока хватает.
Пьет быть машиной.
И молока у него много. Целый фляг.
It's a miracle. It's like a miracle. What one
хотят.
Ребят, пальцы купил, сейчас будем пальцы им давать. Тихо, тихо. Что, вкусно, да? Вкусно, пахнет?
Нарон, представитель умудренной жизнью ригелианской расы, был галактическим летописцем в 4-м поколении.
Взял.
У него было 2 книги. Большая, содержавшая перечень многочисленных разумных рас из всех галактик, и поменьше, куда заносились лишь цивилизации, достигшие зрелости и мастерства в той степени, которая позволяла им вступить в Галактическую Федерацию.
Давайте покажу.
Из большой книги были вычеркнуты те расы, которые в силу разных причин потерпели крушение. Невезение, биохимические или биофизические несовершенства и социальная несправедливость взимали свою дань.
Constantly monitors your blood pressure, your heart rate, your brain activity 24 hours a day. You listen to a speech on the radio by the great leader, and they know what you actually feel. You can clap your hands and smile, but if you're angry, they know you'll be in the gulag tomorrow morning. And if we allow the emergence of such total surveillance regimes, don't think that the rich and powerful in places like Davos will be safe.
I'm the chairman of Bain & Company, and welcome to this session on how to survive the 21st century. It's not a new topic, but it's really getting urgent. 18 years ago, Martin Rees, Britain's astronomer royal, published a book on the topic. He gave civilization a 50-50 chance of surviving the 21st century. Today, he says his concerns have only grown. He cites new technologies and environmental catastrophe as the reasons. Well, don't yell at me, yell at the technician. Can you hear me now? Okay. Should I repeat what I said? Sorry, guys. Well, first I introduced myself. I'm Orit Gadish. The order there is a little misleading. I'm the chairman of Bain & Company, and I welcomed you to the session on how to survive the 21st century. I start by saying that this is not a new topic, and mentioned that 18 years ago, Martin Rees, Britain's astronomer royal, published a book on the topic. And he gave civilization a 50-50 chance of surviving the 21st century. He published another book this year, or actually last year, and his concerns have only grown. He cited technology and environmental catastrophe as the reasons. Now, being over 30, it is highly unlikely that I will survive the 21st century. And some days, especially when I hear about the fires in Australia, or hear yet another example of our data being used to manipulate us surreptitiously, I find myself kind of glad of that, but I fear that the next generations may live to see horrific things. But perhaps not, especially if we start to really get serious about the existential issues that are coming now into plain sight. With us today is Yuval Noah Harari. He's a best-selling author of 3 books. The latest is 21 Lessons for 21st Century. He's a historian and a philosopher. He has thought long and hard about 3 existential challenges: nuclear war, ecological collapse, and technological disruption. Also with us is Mark Rutte, also an historian. He's been the Prime Minister of the Netherlands for 10 years. In 2019, the World Economic Forum Competitiveness Report ranked the Netherlands as 4th globally and 1st in Europe. It's a pretty good report card for a nation with some real challenges that are relevant to the topic we were going to be talking about today.
So I just did the mistake of eating one of these pears. I sold it right off the tree, and it's like very drying and makes your whole mouth feel numb. So it's inedible. All right, let's go see Jamie.
Would you like some pears?
Did you ever eat one of those?
No, the cleaner just puts them all in a bucket and...
I have to tell you, they're completely inedible.
Already did you have a bite? Oh my gosh.
This is so cool to be here because you see it in pictures, and then when you see it in person, it's like amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So much light. You have like just a flood of light from these skylights.
Yeah, we're really lucky to find this place. So this used to be a hydraulic power station built in 1902, so it's more than 100 years old.
Wow.
And they converted it into flats about 15 years ago. Wow. And I've been here 6 years.
Well, they did a really good job on the conversion because it doesn't feel 100 years old. You know, it feels there's freshness to it.
Yeah.
It could just be the plants that are the freshness.
Oh, okay.
So, when you moved here 10 years ago, did you just start bringing plants in?
I only had a few plants when I moved in, like I don't know 4 or 5, but the light was so good I just couldn't help it. You know, they got so healthy because I was living in a tiny apartment in central London, really dark, and my plants were kind of. But now, yes.
Grown in the United States, so you can get maybe like a cutting.
Yes.
But in the garden centers, you have these like this, like very beautiful hanging, you know, pendant basket shapes that are like fully grown out. That seems like they've been growing for years.
I know, and I have so many followers who message me and say, "Oh, from the States."
Yeah.
They're like, "How do you get your stuff so big?" I said, "They came like that."
They come like a curtain. It's whenever I have a grow light to the light.
I love this the little showroom downstairs. But this one of the new fluorescent green to it,
with the little red petioles and stuff. It's very sharp and very robust for a peperomia.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, this is the Aglaonema pictum tricolor, and yours is so robust.
This is like, if there was a fire, this is the one I would grab.
Yeah, well, that's good. Okay,
Yeah.
That was you answered you asked and answered my question.
Okay. Yeah, and it's almost impossible to get one. I think there's some on eBay now.
Yes.
In the UK, but when I got this maybe 3 years ago, it was impossible to find one. So I actually asked my mom to bring me one from Taiwan.
Oh my God.
So I found one on the internet in Taiwan. I ordered it, sent it to my mom's, and I said, "Oh, can you bring this to me in London?" And she had to get a certificate.
A little phyto or any plant enthusiast.
Oh my God. It came with obviously just like a new stems.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And then just a few weeks ago, you got this one, the fourth.
Oh, yay,
Yes.
I'm rooting for you. You know, mine flowered. Maybe the energy, which I'm insignificant.
Whenever I...
Yeah. But these could...
This is... it's a...
have it in a bag.
So this is...
That kind of has a...
But yes.
It's gorgeous.
This is the second flower this year.
It has like tassels.
I know, really long tassels, and...
I love that you have it in a bamboo pot that kind of has a similar shape to the, you know, the leaves and the petals.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this thing here moves, or it did anyway. So this lip here in the middle, when I did this, it was kind of vibrating.
Oh, that's cool. It's probably for
kind of dying a little bit.
It's probably for when the flies or whatever jump on it and they look like they're gonna mate with it or something like that.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, this is a very nice orchid.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And your Maranta is beautiful. It's flowering right now. I know insignificant blooms, but it's always nice to see the blooms. And I love how it eventually, like, oftentimes when we get these, they're kind of bushy, but then they start to drape, and I think that yours, you know, showcases that a lot. You know.
Yes, I chose this.
I'm curious because displaying plants is as
in the pots. It's really nice, like you mentioned, like the orchid with the bamboo, they kind of have a similar shape. So there's something going on there. It's kind of, they're talking to each other.
What's going on, guys? Today's video is actually sponsored by Simply Safe. We're going to talk about them a little bit later, but today we're going to talk about Animal on Our Farm on this very special Father's Day episode. Let's get going.